everybody. Welcome to Sick and Butt. I'm here with my good buddy Jordan, who's doing the cool thing that all the cool guys do. He is in a band called Hate It, and he does a show called Urbandsux, which is fucking hilarious. What are you, like 4 episodes deep now?
Yeah, 3 or 4. I think 3. But yeah, we've got several more recorded and ready to rock. So
I'm excited to see them. Jordan is a good friend of mine. I've known Jordan for a long time. We've never spoken like this, though. We've always communicated over Facebook, and I've watched his band grow, and he is one of the best vocalists that I know. Yeah, I know shake his head at that, but he really truly has a lot of range, and I really appreciate, just the subjects that you touch on, because they are kind of hard to touch on, especially as like a dude to speak about the stuff that you've gone through.
it is hard to do, and once you get going in it, it's like it all becomes easier and becomes a lot more worth it.
Do you find Hate It therapeutic for you?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've written songs about a lot of stuff that's just like things that have happened in our lives or things that have affected us in some way, or the people closest to us, and doing that is definitely healing in its own way.
Fuck yeah, I love your guys' music. I'm sorry to start off on such a down note, but how are you doing? I wanted to pay you a compliment, and it just kind of segued into something fucking sad, but how are you doing? I love you. I think you're amazing, and I'm honored to have you on here. I've always wanted to talk to you and just pick your mind about stuff and just get to know you, because you're just a fucking sweetheart to me. You've always been a sweetheart to me, and I love you.
Well, I love you a whole bunch, actually. And yeah, I think maybe the most that we've ever like talked like this would be like through voice messages on Facebook. Like,
yeah,
I don't know that we've ever had a video call ever. Maybe one other time, I don't know. But we met, me and you, through the Every Time I Die Facebook group, right?
We did.
That was how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met. And if you noticed in both of our videos, there's an Every Time I Die flag behind me, and there's an Every Time I Die towel above you. So we're big fans.
Yeah, dude.
We're big fans.
I'm gonna upheave my camera here for a second. This might be kind of hard to see, but I've got the "fuck these people, fuck this place" flag right here.
That is so fucking gorgeous.
And I love it because it's like old school metal band vibes, like 80s metal, like 80s death metal vibes. And I think it's fucking cool.
I miss that style. I wish they would bring back that style of just old death metal vibes.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, we've got a shirt that we're releasing at our album release show that is like that, and it's so fucking cool, dude. I'm so excited. I'm on the phone.
Kitty cat. Are you excited for your album release show? Because you guys are about to drop that shit pretty soon.
Yeah, so it comes out in 2 weeks, and the album release show, 2 weeks from yesterday, the album comes out. And then 3 weeks from Thursday, so just 2 days ago, is the album release party. So we're doing a show. We've got a bunch of friends and close friends bands playing. The opener, they're called Thrill Rot, THRILLROT, all one word. They're a badass 2-piece hardcore band, and they kick fucking ass. They're on our label, so label mates are playing our show with us. And then the band right after, they're called Leveler. They are, you may have heard of them. They're kind of a staple down here. They've in Denver and Colorado. They go all over, and they play a lot of shows, and they do a lot, and they kick ass. They just recently got a new vocalist, and it's that ye old Miller guy. You know who I'm talking about?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, it's Korn. That guy.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's their vocalist now. He is, and we're actually doing the album release party and then following them to Gypsum, Colorado, and then sleeping somewhere in Gypsum, and then waking up really early and then driving to Salt Lake City and going and playing a show in Salt Lake. and then coming right back to Colorado and playing Fort Collins and then Colorado Springs. No, the other way around. I don't remember, but
But you're going
I
on
know.
you're going on a small little run.
Yeah, yeah. The most I've ever gone on for like a tour was a little 2 day. A tour is what we called it. Uh, um, but this is the closest thing that'll be to me ever having gone on tour. And even though it's 4 days, I know by the end of it, I'm going to be fucking exhausted, but it's going to be very worth it. And then the band right after that is another friend's band. They're called Lungburn.
I've
Um,
heard of them.
yeah, we've played a few shows, 2 or 3 shows with them, but they're good friends of ours. They're actually practicing right now in the studio outside. Um, but they're all good friends. I mean, I know all those guys pretty well, and they're all big supporters of what we do as well. And it's cool to have homies like that be able to play this show with us. They actually released an EP earlier this year, and we were unable to play that show because Colton, our guitar player, he works at a studio, and he had a session until 7 p.m. that day. And then we actually got offered a show in that town, 10 minutes down the road from where he works, to play with Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol. So we took that show and we actually played that the day of their album release show. And it really sucked that it worked out that way, but um, I think we played something with them in support of their EP release shortly after. Yeah, we did down in Colorado Springs, to kind of help push the album still. So we still did get to kind of help them promote it, but it wasn't the initial release, and that was a bummer. So it's nice to have them doing that with us. I'm treating it like it's a party more so than like a show, though. So like I've got some fucking goofy shit that I'm gonna do. We always do fun stuff with like the crowd, and one time we threw out you know what hobby horses are.
No, I don't.
You've seen videos of them, and you're chronically online like me, I think. So you have probably seen those cringe videos of people like at the competitions where they have like the horse head on the stick and they have it between
Oh,
their and they're like running around with it.
I know exactly
Uh,
what you're talking about now. I didn't know that's what
yes,
it was called.
they're called hobby horses. Yeah, it's fucking dumb. We got blow up ones that they blow up like balloons or whatever, and we threw those out in the crowd. And I did some kind of like mosh call, I guess you would call it, but I was like, when this fucking song drops, I need you to Red Dead Redemption this motherfucker. And then like the song hit and people were just beating the shit out of each other with those fucking hobby horse heads, and it was so fun, dude. But it's gonna be stuff like that we're doing at the show. I've got a lot of like merch stuff that's happening. We did a cool collab with the Bikini Coffee Shop down in Colorado Springs.
I saw that. That's sick,
Um,
dude.
yeah, that gal put together a cool burlesque show, and then she has kind of just been like a big fan since then, and wanted to do something. And so I was like, sure, like, how about this? And we made a little drink, and I sent them some merch. So the week of the album release show, they're gonna wear the merch and like promo the album and stuff for us a little bit. So that'll be helpful. It'll be really nice. But I like working with my friends and just people that are friendly and helpful and supportive too. So it's nice to be able to do that as well. That was I said a lot of stuff just now.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's what this podcast is about. It's for me to ask questions and sit here and go, yeah, and let you guys talk because it's about you. It's not about me. I'm here just to facilitate. You know what
No, we're
is
here to
cool
talk
though?
about the toys that you have in your house.
Yeah, we're posting. I'm gonna
And
walk
every
around
time
with
I
my
die
back
flags.
shaking. That's all it is. I have two more right there.
Well, we need a toy tour.
There's
Ah,
all my
cool.
toys up there, like all the cool stuff you can't see. There's a lot of boo boo.
That
That's all the
chick
cool
just
stuff you
got
can't see.
canceled. Did you
Why?
see
What
that?
happened? What they do? No.
The Labubu lady. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the KSI lady. Yeah, well, she deserves to get canceled. That was fucking hilarious. I can't believe she did that. I can't believe she thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, she's a little too gleeful. Showing that one off too is weird.
I have the only 24 karat La Boo Boo that she makes as a
La
ultra.
Bubu.
She annoys the shit out of me. You know what's cool though? I was just thinking about this when you were talking about all the shows and stuff. When I first started talking with you, I remember you saying that Hate It was just going to be an online band and that you would never play shows. And then I was like, you can't. You have to play shows. And then you're like, no, never. And then all of a sudden, you're fucking playing shows, and I'm so fucking proud of you because I think you deserve to be on stage. I think you're very charismatic, Jordan. I think you're a very charismatic person. So I think you have the ability to be just a very good front man, and I see it. Like I've watched tons of your live videos, and I'm just proud of you. I'm just so proud of you that you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. What what led up to you just saying, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and do this shit?
Well, first off, thank you. I appreciate that. It's partially the no playing shows thing was a way for me to still create music and not have to face my anxiety. It was me hanging out with my best friend in a controlled environment, writing music, and then going home at the end of the day and not having to ever interact with a stranger. And that was a big thing for me, is like I wanted to make music but not play shows anymore, because by the time I had really started Hated, and well, me and Colton had started Hated, um, the we were in different towns, and the main goal was just to create heavy music that people didn't want to make that we wanted to make. Like we were both in different bands, and it was like almost the kind of music we wanted, but almost not. And that's what this band was there, and it was like perfect because I didn't want to play shows anymore. I was at the time where this really like became the main band and the main focus, or main music project, I should say, or whatever you want to call it. I was a bass player in a band in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I think the moment that told me I didn't want to play live anymore was when we had a bar show at a bar that didn't give a shit that we were there, with fucking probably 6 people that were going to watch us play. And I was having so much anxiety that I was just in my car having a fucking panic attack about going on stage. And I was, the bass player, which to some is arguably the least important member of the whole band, and just not even heard or seen, you know. But I was the one that was holding the show up, and I was the one that was like freaking out, and it was like, this is bad, like it's really bad. And that was the whole creation of Hated. But the thing that kind of made it like a thing that was gonna we were gonna play live shows was just the overwhelming amount of people that wanted it, and that, and I say that like we blew up on the internet or some shit, and we had thousands of people like, oh, play shows. But it was like our friends, and like everybody liked it, and then it was like some strangers were like, yo, I like this, like, do you guys tour or what? And it's like, no, actually we're just 2 dudes, you know. And
I'm one of those strangers.
yeah, dude, exactly. And it's like, nah, man, like we won't play shows, but we're gonna make some T-shirts. And then we made some shirts. And Eli, I'm sure you remember Eli.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He bought the very first Hated shirt ever. The very first one I ever made, before I even owned a Hated shirt, and it was like an orange shirt that I bleached, and the bleached parts turned white, and then I screen printed that big, bold, fat Hated logo that we had, the very first one we ever had, right on the chest. And he bought it, and he was the very first person to ever pay for merch from us. And it was like right around that time where I was like, I kind of need to take this like a step further. And then, it wasn't just like writing a couple songs and keeping them up to ourselves, kind of. It was like, okay, well, let's write an EP. Like, let's get an album written and give ourselves some deadlines. And back then it was still just me and Colton. And the computer that my phone is propped against right now is actually the computer that we used to record the first EP, None Are Equal. And then Colton was like, yeah, I think I might sell this computer because I want to buy this thing. And I was like, I'll buy it. Because I was like, I don't want you to get rid of that computer, dude. But to even get this computer, he had to sell. I think he sold his guitar in a really nice ESP, like a really nice one, and he sold that for like $1,500 or something like that to get this computer for like 800 and then some other stuff. And we recorded an album in a fucking apartment, and he mixed the whole thing on open back Sennheiser headphones. And it was so hard to do that album, dude. It was cursed, and or EP, sorry. But it was fun, man. And then the response from that, it was like, this is great. And then we played a show. We actually the show came, yeah, the show actually came before the EP. I misspoke. The show was our singles, and we played a couple covers, and we actually had to recruit two friends that like didn't know any of the music to play the show with us. We played the one show, and we said it was the only hated show ever. We made special T-shirts. We packed out a little venue in Casper, Wyoming. We played that show, and then shortly after, Colton moved, and we recorded the EP, the first EP after that. So flip-flop those events. The first thing that came was the last show, and one and only last show, and then the EP. But I think really what like kicked off even like the need to do more and to write more was that show. You know, just the response that people gave to it, and it was like really fun. And you know, ever since then, we've just pushed forward to the point of now, where it was like we just recorded more stuff. Like 9411 was just me and Colton, and it was like 4 years after we re-released None Are Equal, and I started that title track for my birthday in 2020, I believe.
Damn.
And we released that like 2 years ago. So we just wrote, and it took our time, and then found some friends, and you know, Mike and Greg, they knew each other, or they knew, I believe it was Mike and Greg knew Colton through Nail the Mix, you know, the mixing thing that happens each month where they give you the files for everything. They knew each other through that, and I believe like a URM meetup is what they're called. I don't remember. I'm not an audio nerd, so I don't remember none of this shit. But they met each other through all that, and Mike was our drummer, and we had another guitar player. His name was Brandon, but we didn't have a bass player. We had two guitar players, and then we never played any shows with Brandon. He actually was like, hey guys, like he does audio stuff too, so he's like, hey, I gotta go do audio stuff, like I really gotta focus on this. So he's doing that now. He's actually like writing some music with our drummer, doing some stuff too, which is cool now, but this was years ago, and so he stepped back, and then we found a bass player, Greg, and that was the idea for a bass player the whole time. Like that was who they wanted to ask. And he's actually the bassist for a band called Skinned. And I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but
I haven't heard of them.
I think they're from Colorado too, but he's been in Skinned for some time now, and they've been around for a while, like since like the 90s or something. So they've had some member changes, but he's been the bass player for Skinned for some time. But we asked him to join, and fuck, he came to practice, and he knew all the songs because he's like classically trained or whatever. I don't know. He went to a music school. I don't remember where. But he's really good. And he can do sheet music and stuff. And so can Mike, our drummer. He can fucking read drumming sheet music. And if that doesn't tell you he's a fucking nerd, I don't know what will.
Yeah, but no, that's I don't even know how to. I looked at drum sheet music once, and it just looked like I was like, you got to program a rocket to go to the moon, and I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah, dude, and it blows my mind every time. And actually, every time I watch him do it, and he's got all the new music out on sheet music, and he's like looking at it while we're practicing because we're getting ready to release the album. And it's just cool to see like that level of professionalism in something that's important to me. Like it's an outside person that has taken it that serious. It's like, that's fucking cool to me.
Wait, he made sheet music for Hate It?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That's fucking
that's what I'm saying.
wild, dude.
He made drumming sheet music for Hated, and it's crazy. I think it was partially easy because we like the way we write. We don't set up a drum set and it's like, hey, we have this riff. Go try and write drums to it. You know, it's like, hey, we wrote this whole song, and you were. I mean, as the drummer, he was right there the whole time. When we wrote this whole album, we were all in the room every single day, signing off on every single note and riff and everything as a group. And but I think what made it easy was that we were able to program drums and write them that way, and then make it into sheet music because they have it as a MIDI like map or something,
Yeah.
which can turn it to sheet music. And I know there's some crossover issues that they've had to like deal with, so it's not perfect. But it's crazy that he can even fix it and identify the issues, you know. And it's like, you're a fucking nerd, but I love it. I love it. I think it's awesome. And then we practice, and I'm like, it's so crazy to see that happening, you know, in real time. And then we stop, and he says something where he's like last practice, he's like, you make me feel bad. Like he said that to me. He's like, you make me feel bad because you're so good to me. And I'm like, I'm like, shut up, dude. Like, you're the fucking pro here, and I'm just the guy that yells, and I could literally only read tablature. Like, that's Neanderthal guitar stuff, and that's why it's popular now, because, you know, yeah. But, like, that's all. I played guitar in guitar class in high school, and I did every single thing off muscle memory. I did not learn shit-ass anything about sheet music and guitar and any of that shit. I don't even hardly know chords, but I write a lot of guitar.
Yeah, I could play caveman breakdowns, and that's it.
Yeah, dude. Like Seven, the one of the singles that we released pretty recently. The first like 45 seconds of that song is just everything is just something I wrote. Like because I have Studio One and I can play. You know, I can write stuff. I can write whole songs. Like I started 9411, the title track to the last EP. There's like a weird dissonant riff. That's me, and that's the original guitar track because I played it so fucking weird that Colt was like, I can't do this again. He's like, I can't do it the exact same way, but he's learned it. He knows how to play it, but he's like, I kept the original one because it's just that weird. And like I wrote a bunch of that song too, and actually I wrote a lot of it and then turned it over to him, and then he turned it into what it is now. And I love that because I say that I shit into his hands and then he just molds it into gold. And it's fucking hilarious, but it's true.
I feel worthless because I don't even bring that to the table. I just literally yell and write lyrics. And they're like, good. And I'm like, what else do I do? They're like, that's all you do. Don't worry about it. Go off somewhere.
Now, what you do the social medias too, probably, huh? You and Gabe, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's me and Gabe, and I make all the video content, and Gabe does all the recording like Colton does. So I mean, we got our jobs, we got our shit to do.
And that's important too, is like establishing that, and that's you know, we've recently kind of like shifted into a point where it's like, well, let me take some of this stuff off your plate, and let me help out however I can, and that's been really nice. Like we've got Greg is really good. Like he set up the LLC and everything for us, and like he's the one that had the music lawyers look through the contract for the album stuff before we signed to the label. He had two different musical attorneys or music lawyers or whatever look at this contract to tell us like, hey, this is a good thing to sign. And then he's, like I said, he set up the LLC. Colton's really good. He does like the recording. He set up the websites. He actually, after we got the painted version of the album artwork sent to us, we took the files that were like the nice photos of that album taken, and Colton designed the rest of the album cover. So like he put the logo on it and found the fonts and like designed it. Same thing with the single artworks. You know, if we have a banner, it may be something that he designs. Like eventually when we get a banner, because he worked at a sign shop, and so he did a lot of graphic design for that. So he's really good at that kind of shit. Mike is really good at like budgeting, behind the scenes stuff. Like if we need email set up, if we need spreadsheets made, if we're focusing on budget, if we're like, Mike is on top of that shit. and all we do is just turn the numbers over to him. Like I'll be like, hey Mike, like I bought T-shirts for this much. Here's the receipt. It goes into the budget. Like he's awesome. And so then there's me, and I and I'm like, I'll do the social medias, guys. Like I'll post the pictures of us, and like of course I make the T-shirts and stuff too sometimes, but some of the stuff I don't make, and we outsource it. But it's like that's like multicolor, or like the hats, or the custom water bottles that we had, or the scrunchies, or um, flags, stuff like that. We actually just outsourced a pair of shorts that'll be here before the album release, and those are
Need a pair of
fucking
hated
cool,
shorts.
dude. They're gonna sell out quick. I'll show you them. I'll sell you a pair, before we play the show. But those actually were like album specific, so they're kind of like special, and they have this cool like metallic gold ink that's used on
Oh,
them.
that's
So
so sick.
that'd be really cool. We made these cool flags. We have two different versions of flags that we'll have at the show. I wish you were closer to Salt Lake, dude. I'd be like, come to
Oh,
that
dude, I
fucking
would be
show.
there. I would be I would be there in a heartbeat. I think Salt Lake's still like 8 hours from us. It's fucking wild.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, it's on a good day. It's a 7 hour and 11 minute drive, but with a trailer full of gear and having to stop for gas, it's not going to be that. So that's why we have the setup that we're doing for this whole little tour thing. But um, yeah, so like I just make the shirts and do the social medias, and like I handle a lot of the booking, and I do sell a lot of tickets, and um, any stuff that's like the band needs to know this, like I'll be the one to turn that over to them if it comes in through like the Instagram or the Facebook, or sometimes even the emails. But everybody's got access to that, so it's a little easier to hop in the Discord and be like, hey, did you guys see the email? And everyone's like, yeah. So
Well, I mean, and social media is a big part of it too. I mean, like you still have to post stuff. You still have to be witty. You still have to turn your personality on instead of just being a robot.
yeah, you gotta you gotta be a T-shirt salesman and a social media influencer to even have
Basically,
a
going
band
door to
now.
door. Will you look at
Dude.
my band? Listen to my band. Will you look at us? Yeah, I get it. It's,
You want to take a look at my wares? Yeah,
yeah,
no,
look it up.
I did that a lot. Like not door to door, but like I would go to the mall in the town I grew up in back when people actually went to the fucking mall there. And just go canvas, I guess you would say. Like I would have a stack of flyers, or like um, we had burnt versions of songs of our CDs and stuff, and like I would go and like give them away, or just like go ask people like, hey, what's your favorite kind of music? And if they said anything other than like country or hip hop, I was like, okay, cool. Well, here, check out my band. Which was far and few between in a fucking redneck state like Wyoming. So, but it happened. I mean, I pushed hard all the time. Like it was flyers, had little fucking handbill flyers, and was like, hey, I was asking anybody that didn't have a cowboy hat on, basically. And,
You're
that
not
was,
wrong.
it's important to do that shit, though. Like, I think now that would still be beneficial, but most people will think that you're trying to sell them, like, roof repair or fucking pesticides or fucking shoe polish or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's too
No,
much of
just
that
give you
shit
some
now.
breakdowns.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help you be a better guy.
Listen to metal. Listen to my band and be a better person.
Yeah, fucker.
That's the fucker. Well, now this is the point in the show where I want you to promote the fuck out of yourself. What is coming up? Tell me about your EP. Talk about your episodes for your Urbandsux. Drop it all right now.
All right. We are in August now. So August 22nd, our album comes out for my band, Hated, Hated. I realize that I say it weird and it sounds like I say Hayden, but it's because
Hayden.
I'm
It sounded like hated to me. Hated.
hated. My band's name is Hated. On August 22nd, we are releasing a 10-song album called Death Effects. It is told from the viewpoint of found footage on a cassette tape. and I hope that comes across. I feel like we did a good job with that. 1 week after the release, we are playing an album release show in Denver, Colorado at HQ with Thrill Rock, Lungburn, and Leveler. And then right after, we are going to Salt Lake City, Aces High Saloon in Salt Lake City. We are playing the exact same set. We are headlining that show. I have a podcast thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what you'd call it, but I have episodes of it, and there's 6 of them total. 3 or 4 of them are released now. It is called Urbandsux, spelled U-R, band, like a normal person would spell it, and then sucks, like a high schooler would spell it, S-U-X. For the people that don't know and won't get it, let me put my glasses on. I might get into my character for this one. This is the character. His name is Joji. This is all I do. I put my hair up and I put my glasses on, and I look like a dick. For the people that don't pick up on it, it's fucking sarcastic. I'm joking. Like,
It's fucking satire.
It's fucking satire, because I've had multiple people not pick up on the obvious, very thick sarcasm that I'm putting out. It's a joke, so I can promote my friend's music.
I can vouch for this, because he did us Killed by a Yeti in his first episode. There's someone in the comments being like, "Killed by a Yeti is awesome," and he's like, "I'm literally joking. I'm literally seriously." I was like, he's kidding, man. I was like, relax a little bit.
I broke character like for a split second, and I think it's funny because the character on that show, Joji is his name, he talks in all caps always, and it's fucking funny to me, like a boomer. Like, he talks in all caps forever, and there's lots of run-on sentences, which I think is funny. So no punctuation or anything. And I think it's funny. That's why I do it. But I broke character, and I was like, nah, I'm just making fun, like, just as a fun, lighthearted way to promote music in a new way. And then I was like, anyways, hell yeah, they suck! And, like, all capitals again. So it was like I break character for the split second. But, like, with you, I sent you guys the episode, and, like, the way that I do it is I'm like, hey, band that I just reviewed, here's the episode. Like, watch it privately. Tell me if you don't like it, and if you don't like it, I'll delete it and I'll re-record it. Now I won't say the thing that you don't like me saying or whatever. And then I'm like, great job. Songs actually, like, I really like this, and this, or whatever. And the main thing with it too is like the scores themselves, they're low. But the lower the score, the higher the score actually is. So if I give you a 0, you got a 10 out of 10. If I give you a 1, you got a 9 out of 10. If I give you a 2, you got an 8, and so on. And I just, it's fucking sarcasm. So just pick up on the sarcasm and laugh about it, you fuckwads. And yeah, that's me. I also work on garage doors, but it's the weekend and I don't talk about that. So
that's not the fun part of your life where you're like, you know what I really love to do? Garage doors. Just love them.
I mean, I'm good at it, but I'm not going to talk about that stuff today. However, if you want to pre-order our new album, that's available. Vinyl is only $25 to pre-order. Find us on Instagram. There's a link in our bio to pre-order. It's through our label's website. And I think you can do it on our Bandcamp too, but Bandcamp is weird and hard to find. It's hard to find on Bandcamp. So just go to our Instagram, go to our bio, find it there. You can pre-order it there. We've got three new singles out. We've got Imposter, 7, and our newest one is called Bloodlust. Imposter is about imposter syndrome and doubting who you are. 7 is about sexual assault. And Bloodlust is kind of a concept song. It's told from, like, the person is like a rabid animal. So it's like rabies is like the influence there. And it's basically this rabid animal is actually just a terrible person that cheats on their partner and can't help but fuck anything that moves. And that's because they just want to fuck. They don't want affection. So the blood is the lust. and that's why the song is called Blood//Lust.
Those people suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. And it's actually a friend of ours told us to do a song about rabies, and he also has had some pretty terrible experiences with women in the past, including being cheated on by a woman he was with for a really long time. And so I kind of was like, sure, but like I'm gonna do it my own way, and I'm gonna make it about this. And he said, cool. And so now it's a thing, and now it's out. So check those 3 songs out. Listen to Urbandsux or watch Urbandsux, and find music that doesn't actually suck, but I'll pretend that it does. And listen to Hated, and also Killed by a Yeti.
Which you'll be on the next Yeti EP that we're working on right now. We just dropped that other one, but we're doing an EP called Peoples, and Jordan's going to be on probably the most popular song that's going to be on that fucking EP, which is
Hell yeah.
the Nancy Reagan song, which people just go fucking ballistic when we play it out here. So I'm glad you could be a part of that.
Hell yeah, me too. You need to just make a spot somewhere in the album or in the EP where I just come in and I'm talking like Colonel Sanders or something. Like it sounds like I have like my shit buttoned up to here, and I have a mustache that hangs down like this far in front of my face. Like just a spot where it's like 30 seconds of me just like rambling, like Dracula flow almost.
I'm down.
And then it's just over, and like it goes into another song. Like it sounds like it's all old timey and shit. That'd be funny.
You hear that, Gabe? We'll give Jordan a 30-second part, and it's just going to be your own track of you just talking like Colonel Sanders.
It's not a vocal feature; it's a speaking feature.
It's a speaking feature. It's a spoken word poetry.
And those cost extra, actually.
Yeah, and Jordan's very expensive to feature on albums.
Screams are cheap, but when you're talking, that's the real money right there.
That's your real money, because you got a nice speaking voice.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm talking through my nose, huh? No, I like the mouth sounds you make, boy.
I like them. That's a good note to end it on. Everybody, thank you so much for watching Sick Invite. I appreciate Jordan for being here. I'm going to make sure I link everything out in the bottom. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you again, Jordan, for being here. Go check out Hate It, Your Band Sucks. And thank you for listening to Sick Invite.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.